Hello and welcome. So today we are going to be working on our lotus flower pendant. In this first part, we're going to be shaping our braid to the shape of the lotus flower. So to begin, you can do this just by hand. We're going to do a quick bend in the middle. Now the wires here that cross must follow the shape of the lotus flower, so we're going to do a quick bend on each end so that these wires are parallel to the flower. Now we are going to take 2 wires from the bottom and pull them straight down, singling out that top wire. What we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing to the other braid that we have and take those top pieces of wire and tie them all together. And I use half round wire so it has a nice clean look. And now here's the trick, okay? Pinching it with your fingertips at the very end of where the lotus flower wire ends, you can pinch and then slide the wire right in between the pinch, and that's going to give you a nice hole to start going around the 4 pieces of wire. And you want to gently clamp your half round wire as you go around. I only wrapped it about 4 times. I didn't want to do too many so that I can slide down that half round wire all the way down to the end. So this is what it should look like. That was probably the hardest part of this project, was tying those pieces together. So tying these next few pieces should be a little bit easier. So now that all the pieces are assembled, you can take a look at it, shape it a little bit better. There might be a little bit warping, so just go ahead and do that. And then we're on to the next step, the coils. So get a piece of 24 gauge, 9 inches in length, some 28 gauge round wire, and begin your first coil. So here's a trick right here. Once you get a nice piece of the coil going, put a nice bend in the middle of the coil, and pinching the wire right where the coil and the wire meet, you can start twisting it like this, and it'll start feeding or eating the wire. Once you get to a certain point, the wire will start to like bend all weird and stuff, so just move the bend in the coil just a little bit further down and continue going, and continue doing that till you have a decent length. Now you can get a piece of 22 gauge wire and wrap that coil into another coil. So you can do this, get it to the right length. You want it to be the length of the braids that you made just before. So I had one already pre-made, so I had to just measure it up against that. The next step is a 10-inch piece of half round wire. So the half round wire is going to go in the grooves, so the flat side is going to be what's facing towards you, and it gives it a really nice look. Clip off the excess, make sure everything's nice and clean, nothing that could nab your shirts or nab you any loose clothing. And this is how we're going to place our coil. I just realized that throughout this whole project we're mostly just following the same flow and the same shape and the same pattern throughout this whole project. So that's what we're gonna do right here. We're gonna follow the shape of the flower and then the flow of the wires, but we're gonna insert the coil through the back end, pulling over the excess wire over the top and having it end right at the back. So now we can clip the excess and make sure to leave enough so you can just tuck it real nice and real good underneath that braided piece. Do the same thing to the other side, leaving just enough to get a real solid tuck. So that wire is not going to move, it's not going to budge, it's going to have a real strong hold. And then we're going to do the same thing to the rest of the coils. Yeah, I forgot you got to make 3 pieces of them. And we're going to do the same thing, and you should end up with something like this. So this is your semi-final product. There's a little bit more work to be, well, a lot more work to be done, but this is a big piece. This is a big project, and I'm a little bit ahead right now. And if you're still following and making this style of pendant, you're really gonna like the way this one finishes and ends. Thank you for your patience. I know it's been like 6 months since, probably longer than that, on this project, but there's more to come. I'll see you soon. Peace.